Buddy, this is Jacob from Wedge Me This, and I wanted to go live again because I think my flat betting the don'ts, it didn't get a fair shake this afternoon when everything just went wrong for it. So I'm actually just going to take this $1,000 bankroll and only flat bet don'ts. If I get the 4 or 10, of course I'm going to play some odds, and because I just want to show that this is actually very effective. And for whatever reason, earlier today it just got crushed. All right, but I'm going to start with the $25, and as I get some money built up, I'm going to start progressing that donut up. All right, so here we go, and there's a 5. Okay, points 5. Hello, Mr. Patel. All right, so next one. So it's just flat bets at the same denomination, and there's the 7. This is what's good about it, is if you get through the first roll, most likely you're going to break even or win. Because you only, oh, there's a loser. Okay, so you're down 1 unit. You really should keep track of what you're down. Hello, everybody. And there's a 4. Okay, so we got our first 4. All right, so I'm going to 3, 4, 5 table. So I'm going to be able to go to 150 in odds. And I'm still going to flat bet the don'ts the whole way out at the quarter level. And there's the 10. So I'm going to do the same thing there, 150 in odds. And 7. Perfect. Okay. So that's going to pay that flat. That's going to pay that flat. And you're going to win 50 or 75 and 75. So pretty effective. We didn't re-roll our points every roll like we did earlier today. All right, so got our 1,000 back. We're up. Looks like $150. All right, so I'm going to go to the $50 level. I got at least 3 bets. Oh, aces. Look at that. So now I got 4 bets at this level. Oh, nope. Now I only have 3 bets. But this works pretty well, guys. It works much better than people want to believe. And you don't have to take the risk on the 4 and 10. All right, so this time we can win 3 times that. So we're going to lay 300 in odds. Obviously, you don't have to do that. 7 out. All right, just going to pay there, and we're going to win 150. So we are up 100, 200, 300. So I'll stick with the $50 level here. Yeah, it's probably going to work a lot better this time. Oh, and there's a 3. That was a really weird run earlier. And a 6, okay. Flat bet the don't. I only put odds on the 4 and 10 because they're the hardest to hit. And you just flat bet them now. We just got a, oh, there's a 12. It's a pusher. And a 9, okay. So we knocked one off. No big deal. We just got to win half. And there's the 6. So far it's not working on this roll. All right, but if we roll a 7 here, we're pretty well doing good. There's the 8. So we got 6, 7, or 6, 8, and 9. Let's trade this in for some greens. We got 2 more bets, and obviously you can cap your bets if you want at 3 or 4 or 5 or whatever. And there's the 10. Okay, so this is the great part about this. You did get the 10. I'm pulling these off, and I'm going to put them on the 10. 300, because I got the 10. That's the one we want. And there's aces. Okay, so we won there. I don't have my computer up, so if you're talking to me, I'm sorry. 8. Okay, so we're going to get knocked off that 8. 7, all right. So that's going to pay there, or whatever it's going to pay. We're going to win there. All right, let's see where we're at. Looks like we're doing pretty good. All right, so we got 450. I'd say we'll wait till we're at 600 before we go up to the $100 level. 10, all right. Drop 300 in odds. $50 on the don't. 6, okay. Probably gonna lose that one, since it seems like I lose every 6 I ever get up there. 9, okay. You don't have to do this once you get that 10. You could just stick with it, but I like to. And there's the 5, okay. There's the 4. All right, so this is good here. We're gonna take all those down. We're gonna put them all on the odds of the 4. 300. We're gonna reset these flat bets. 9, okay. 3, all right, there's a winner. 6. 5. Long roll. The light side guys are killing it. 7 out. Look at us go. All right, that's going to pay there. Pay there. Pay there. Pretty good win. Replace our initial. See where we're at. $500, $900. We're at $1,000 up. That was a really good one for us. It went, I mean, perfect. It went just the opposite of the ones earlier today that went absolutely wrong. All right, so I'm gonna trade that in for a black chip. I'm gonna trade this in for 5 black chips. So we're gonna go to the $100 level now. All right, we got 10 tries at it. We're not using our bankroll. There's the 4 right away. All right, so now you got to make a decision. Are you going to go 3x odds? Because to go 3x odds, you're going to have to lay $900. It would be our whole thing. So no, I'm not going to. I'm just going to go 300 in odds. And there's 4 right back. Okay, it's going to travel. We'll go 300 in odds again. So I'm only going to get 2 more don't bets because at this point, I would not get back into my, there's the 10. I'm going to put that in odds. I would not get back into my bankroll. And 7 out. All right. So we made all our money back there. Yep, $1,000. Start back over. 12, 12, 12, 12. There's the 9. Okay. Flat bet. 8. Hello, Larry. $8. That sucks. 9. All right. 8. Ouch. 3. All right, we got something back. 5. 6. When you get to this spot, it's kind of crappy because pretty much any roll is going to lose unless you get a 7. Oh, there's our 4. That's what we were looking for. Pull all those down, put them right there on odds. 7 out. Perfect. Okay, so this is going to come down here. They're going to pay. We're going to win 250 up there. 100 on the flat, 150 on the odds. See where we're at. So we're up 50 bucks. After all that, all those losses, we're up $50 from where we started. We're at 1,050. So you could just repeat this process over and over and over again. Normally, earlier today was very weird, guys. I'm telling you, it does not normally go like that. There's the 9 right back. What is up with that 9, right? It's killing me. 8, okay. 6, all right. I got all the good ones. 3, all right. Gonna get a winner in there. 5, okay. So I have all the hardest numbers to miss. And we got the 7. Look at us go. Look at us go. It's going to pay there. We're going to win 100, 100, 100. Not bad. This is much more like it normally looks. So we're 500, 1,000. We're up $1,350. Pretty short amount of time, really. We had a couple really good ones, which helps. But I wanted that roll we saw earlier today. It's just not normal. This is going to be far more consistent. Not necessarily as good as these have been, but up a couple $100. All right, so we're going to run through it one more time. See what happens. There's a 10. So we're going to start out in good shape. 300 in odds. 4. All right, so we get the 10 and the 4. We'll go 300 in odds. Is there a lot of reason to keep putting them out there? No, probably not. And we could just bump our odds, like go to 500 and 500. See what happens here. There's the 5. There's a 3. That would have been a winner. 6. 8. So we would have had all the numbers. 6. That would have been a loser. 6. Another loser. Oh, we got knocked off our 4. Brutal. At this point, I'd probably add that one to that, and I would just roll with it. 7 out. Perfect. What do we got? 600 here, I think. So we're going to win 300. Not terrible. Same, we're right where we started. Down a little bit, but not much. But again, guys, you get it built up like that pretty easily. Obviously, it's not always going to go that good. Sometimes it's only going to win $200, and not always going to win 1,000. But it is very effective. It's very simple. All right, so we got our 1,000. We got our 1,150 in profit. So let's do something crazy. $500 don't. Here we go. 9. That's the one we didn't want. Okay. $500 there. Put that 150. All right. 7 out. Well. 500, 150 is going to win 100. That was supposed to go better than that. Here we go again. 10, yeah. Okay. $200 in odds. See what we got. 7 out. Come on, man. Come on, man. Okay. You put these red chips back up. They just fell down for whatever reason. But anyways, we were trying to run some like 6, 7, 8, really big 6, 7, 8, but it just keeps 0.7s. We are winning, but we're not winning much. All right, try it again. Aces! Yes, sir. $500 bill. Go to 600. 7, there it all goes. Back to 500. 5, all right. I'm going to go to 150 this time on the 6 and 8. I think we're going to actually hit some numbers. No, we're not. What is going on there? 0.7, 0.7, 0.7. That's going to win 100, so this is just going to break even. All right. Oh, that's brutal. $8, that's the one we wanted. All right, now we're digging into the bankroll. Come on, man. That is 0.7 after 0.7 after 0.7. I don't believe it. It's going to win 125, 150. Wins 125. $9. If we 0.7 this time, I'm going to say my dice are rigged against me. Come on. What is going on here? Oh, what is this? It's going to win like that. I couldn't have rigged that like that. It's crazy. There's the 8. Can't even play anything. Can't even get no wins in because it just PSOs on us. What is going on here? Someone messed my dice up. That's it. I'm blaming it on Googs. It was all Googs. Oh, no. Oh, we finally didn't roll a 0.7, but we rolled our point. No. 10. Move that over there. We only have 120 to go on there, so that's what we're going to do. 5. Hey, all right. What? We're going to win. We won something. We're only 400 down or whatever. Let's make that. 6. It's going to be 175. Maybe we'll get a little run here. 6. 175. 3. That's nothing. 8. 175. 8. 175. Well, we got our loss back. Wow, look at all these 8s. They're all different, though. 7 out. Okay. So we're going to win 500 right there. So I'm going to lose these cappers. Make sure that's 500. All right. All right, look at us go now. That's right. Can't hold us down. So we got in the rack 7, 12, 13, 14, 1,500 in the rack, 500 on the table. See what happens. Oh, right back on the 10. Yes, sir. No, come on, man. Another 0.7. That's just going to be a break even because that's only going to pay 100. 500 on the 10. So we wasted that 10 for nothing. We could have just had that out there and it would have just paid a bunch of $100 bills. What are we doing? Right back on the 10. We should let it roll a couple rolls, huh? But we're not going to because we're hard-headed. Four. Drop a nickel. 200s. Oh, there's the 10. Smacked in our eye hole. All right, so that's 500. Let me get a blue chip. Makes me feel good. 700. 800. Here we go. No! No, we lost all our don't money. All right. I'm going to put us a $15 pass line bet. $90 10. Here we go. We got a 6 is the point. We got to make all our money back right here. And we lost everything. All right, so deviated from the don't flat bet strategy. Figured out a way to lose all our money. Again, I was just having fun there. Doing craziness. It worked one time. We got up a little bit. And then it got crashed. But the flat bet don't went much more like I expected to. But yeah, so that was fun. Anyways, how's everybody doing? Appreciate y'all watching me. I mean, I know I'm highly entertaining, so I get why you watch. I'm drinking Larry Holloway's booze. Yeah, it's always fun to play big like that, have good runs like that, bad runs up and down. It's very similar to the casino, you know, a lot of up and downs. All those 0.7s was really weird, but obviously it can happen because we just saw it happen. But yeah, I mean, it's that flatbed don't, guys, it works. It does work. It's very consistent. It doesn't usually work at that rate that it showed tonight. Usually you don't make that much. You'll make, if you're doing it on $1,000, it's pretty easy to make about $200 on it. To a 17 game season, 7 game season would be really weird, but I don't know how much it matters. They basically did that last year with that extra playoff team. So, I mean, well, of course I have. Yeah, all you guys know my channel. I put that come bet stuff out a year ago. That come progression stuff. I preach come progression. I preach it to cover yourself as you've been winning. I do it regularly, and so I mean, this big change where people are like starting to pay attention to it all of a sudden, guys. I put that stuff out a year ago. It's toolbox video number 2 where I talk about come progression. I have multiple videos with come progressions in them. One of the things about the come progression, so I'm gonna give people some looks at the come progression. Okay, so no, I took it down. I took me making my video. I took that one down because it had my kids in it. It's toolbox number 6. I thought it was toolbox number 2, but it could be 6. It's one of the toolboxes. So one of the things about the come progression. Okay, so let's say the way I use the come progression was a tool. I didn't ever use it as a strategy really, and I'll tell you why. This is why. Okay, so let's say even if you were starting at a $15 or a $10 level. Okay, so let's say you get a point of 4 for $10. All right. Even if you don't want to make no money on the next roll, it come and it goes to 5. All right. Now you got to go to 20. And this is minimum. This is just to break even. All right. So you got 40. And this is just to break even on this come. Let's say it goes to the 8. All right. If you're not hitting any of these numbers and you roll a 7 right here, you just wasted your time. All right. So what I like to use with the come progression is I like to use it in conjunction with the strategies. And you guys see me do it all the time. All right. It's the same thing. And I'll show you why. But this just works better. All right. So now you have a $15 come bet. If you hit any of these numbers, let's go all the way across. That way it works everywhere. Okay. I get that you're not protected on your 160 up there, but we're just talking about the come progression here. All right. So let's say you hit a 5. You're going to win your 35. This travels, all right? So now you can come progress up to a $25 bet for free because you just won $35. All right, let's say it goes here. You won $35. All right, now you can come progress up to a $30 bet or whatever. And let's say you get one more hit in, all right? Let's say it's on the 10. All right, so you got all this profit money you made. I'm not even worried about this. All this profit money you made, and you got these 3 bets out here, all right? Let's say it's a $30 bet there. All right, you got these. So you got 15, you got $70 out there. So now instead of having to have 250 or 450, your next bet is only 70 after you've already made money. So this is still going to be profit. And in my opinion, you should always add a little more than that. That way it's a winner. That way you win. All right, so we'll go to 75. Let's say the roll came, you roll a 5. All right, so you're going to win 15. You can take that 15 out of that 75 or whatever this total is. All right, so 130. All right, so you really only got to go about 120 to still make money on this next one. So these are all things that I kept track of. And I do keep track of when I'm doing come progressions. right? So now it's not getting just exponentially bigger. And there's your 7. You got 120 here. You're going to win 120. Now, I know it looks like you lost a little money, but you didn't because you won it along the way, right? And that way you're not getting up into the $3,000 and $4,000 come bets, you know. And I get it that they're playing it on a crapsless table, so that just adds 4 more spots for your come bets to go so it can get even bigger. I did promote that a little bit, but the more I've ran it, the less I like it. And the reason being is because I don't think you'll ever find a table that will actually allow it. And by that, what I mean is the minimum bet will be too big compared to the maximum bet. So even at a $25,000 and $20,000 max table, if you got a bunch of bets and you had any kind of little roll out there, let's say you had a 7 roller and you only have 1 hit in it, which is very possible with when you have all the numbers, you're looking at a pretty big bet just to break even. And it's just to break even. If you don't roll, if it rolls a 7 right there, it just washes. So as far as the come progression is concerned, I have a lot of experience with it with real money, and it works far better if you keep track of your profits and you manipulate the next come bet based on your profits. That way you always know you've made some money. Can I show this for a crapsless table? Yeah, okay, so that's what I was just talking about, Larry, is let's say, and I know a lot of the guys in the Craps Nation guys, they're high up on this right now, right? But it's going to fail them in the way they're thinking about it. And I know this because I've already been through this whole thing. Now, not necessarily on a crapless table, but it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really change anything. Right, and I actually think it's worse on a crapsless table because you don't get the 11 as a winner in the come. When you also don't get the losers, but I just think it's worse with these extra 4 place bets. But so let's just roll it. Okay, so we're going to start with $10. There's the 9. Okay, so your come bet's going to go over here. I prefer to win something, so I'm going to go to 15. There's the 7. All right, so I'm actually going to win. They would have just broke even the way they're trying to play it. And again, I'm nothing against those guys, but I just have way more experience with this than they do. There's the 7. There's a 12, so that's going to be the point. We're going to go 15. And there's the 11. That's going to be a point. Okay, so now we have 25 out there. So I'm going to go 30. Because I want to win something. And there's the 6. All right, so we haven't hit another one. So we have 25 and 30. All right, so I'm going to go 60. And there's the 8. So as you can tell, this is going to add up pretty quick if we don't roll one of these numbers. But if we roll a 7, it's just going to win $5. All right, so there's 75, 115. And I really thought this was really good at first. I did. I was really interested in this at first. And then I realized that you can get really big really quick. That's 120, 150. 210, 225. So you're going to have to go to like 230 if you want to make money. If you just go to 225, you roll a 7, it's going to be break even. 200, 25, 230. Now you're not going to be able to lose. All right, so 6. So this is what I'm talking about. Okay, so you just won this 30, which is nice. This is 1 win. We've had 1 win out of this whole roll. All right, so we got 110, 210, 310, 340, 400, 425. So now we're going to have to go to 430. 7 out. Okay, so out of all that, we win $5. I know that this is going to work out. We got 430. Oh, I must have counted wrong. I think it was 440. I guess I got it wrong. But either way. You wouldn't want to do that. But so that's all it's going to do. And that's the big issue with it. The second big issue with it. Sure. And if you want to sit there all day with a $20,000 bankroll to cover $5 wins, hey man, more power to you. Because that's what that's going to amount to. That's going to amount to sitting there all day long looking. Now, if you get a bunch of repeaters in a row, this is where it's good. So I'm going to show an example of where it's good. I can't probably roll it, so. But okay, so let's just say you start out, and we're going to do $25 tables because this is what they're going to have. All right, and then you get a 50, and then you get a 75. So that's 150. All right, so you got 150, right? And then you roll it, re-roll that 8. So you win your, okay, so we had 150 and 150. So we would have had to have a $300 comeback down here to cover that. All right, but we won. Boom. Now we got 450. $450. But it rolls the 8 again. All right. So now you've won again. All right. At this point, with the 2 wins you just rolled, that's a pretty big win right there. It's bigger than everything you got, if you see what I'm saying. So that's going to travel. And so that, if you can roll repeaters, it's going to work out really well because you're basically doubling that bet every time. So it's winning double each time. But so that if you can roll repeaters, it's going to work very well. If you don't roll repeaters, it's not going to work very well at all. You're going to sit there for a long time just to win $5. Okay, so what did you say, Richard? Try 2 $75 don'ts, then do a come progression. Okay. We'll just use whatever this bankroll is. It's like 1,500, almost 1,600. Sounds about right. Well, they're doing it on a CRAPS table, so it wouldn't matter if you rolled the CRAPS numbers. There's the 9, so that's 1 don't. Six. And then start to come progression at a quarter. 6. We'll lose. Go to 50. There's the 6. Okay, so we got one of our quarters back. $7. Okay. So we would have made some money there. Yeah, I thought it was a really good idea until I really, really got into it, Larry. And then the more I get into it, it just, you're going to have a lot of runs where you only win $5, $10. So you're going to be at the table a long time waiting for that one shot that rolls a bunch of repeaters. And, you know, you could easily have the shot that does this. And this is one thing too, okay? So let's say it goes like this. 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right. And then you roll the 4. So you only win a quarter. But you're going to have 12, 6, 18, 24 units. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. 24 units on the floor now. All right. So now look at how much that is. Do you have a bankroll to cover that? You know, on your next roll, you still have a bunch of open numbers that it could easily go to the next one. So you got 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 45, 47. So you have 47 units, all right, at $25, all right? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, so that is $1,175 on the next come. And let's say it moves to the 12. Okay, so now you have 47 units plus 47 units. You have 94 units. All right? So that's 80 units right there. 92 units, 94 units. All right? Let's say this one ends up on the 3. This is, you're going to have a $20,000 bankroll just to win $5 if this situation you run into this situation. And that's the big issue for me is this kind of stuff. It's just, I mean, yeah, you're going to win. You're probably going to win. You know, I mean, because, yeah, so like right here, let's say you hit the 5, okay? Ooh, we rolled a 5, all right? But it's going to take $5,000 or something dollars right there. It's like $5,000 or something to cover what's out there to win $50. Now you probably can't even make this next bet because if you brought $20,000, most of it is on the table. You don't have enough money to cover it. Even if the table max is 20, you know, if you only brought 20 grand, you know, you don't have enough to cover it now. So now what do you do? Because them are all contract bets. So now you put it in the come, all right? So let's say you had, I don't know, 12,000 left. $12,000 left. So you put it out here like this because you got to cover what you got, you know, at least what you got, and it goes to the 10. You roll the 10. Or let's say you roll the 6. You win. Winner. $75. Now, you don't have enough money to cover it. All those bets are at risk. If you don't hit that 6, man, life is not looking good. You know, at least the 5. But if you pretty much don't hit that 6, bad day. And this is the issue with this. Because these things will happen. You'll have runs where it rolls 5, 7 different numbers. Or it'll repeat 2 numbers. So it bumps those bets way up. And then it rolls 5 other ones. And then you don't have enough money to cover it. Or you reach the table max and you can't bet enough money to cover it. So then you got to get into the hop 7s. So now you're costing yourself money. I mean, if you were really good at rolling sevens, I mean, if you were just dead shot and you could roll sevens within 5 rolls every time, then yeah, this makes a lot of sense. You should actually play it pretty big, and you should like literally double your bet every time. If you're just really legit at rolling sevens within 5 rolls, if you can do it, because then you could win a ton of money doing it. But if you can't do that, then in my opinion, the casino is not going to let you play this the way it needs to be played, and you would have to have a table limit that matched a massive retirement account bankroll. Because, like I said, you could hit those repeaters that don't pay nothing, and it's still doubling the bet because you had to still have that money out there. So you still ended up doubling the bet, and you didn't really make anything. And eventually you're going to hit that limit where you either can't bet any more. You may have the money, but you can't bet more than $5,000 or $8,000 or whatever the table max is. And you have more than that out there. And so again, I actually think the concept is great because I think the come progression is a very useful tool. And that's why I put it out as a tool. I have made a video on it, but it's a tool, and that come progression works really well as a tool. And on a Crapless table, it works even better because if you're just going to use it as a tool, after you make some money, you start that come progression, start swapping out because you're basically playing for free at that point. As those come bets swap out, you won money, so you won more than the come bet. You should keep it that way, where you'll win more than the come bet. And then if you don't win more than the come bet, then on your next come bet, you have to bump it up a little bit to cover that. But as you repeat numbers, then you can adjust those come bets back down instead of keep going up. And so that's the thing I've learned through the come progressions that I've done a lot of. It's not new to me. But anyway, so that's my opinion on this. And I ran 30 simulations of it. Or more. I don't even know how many I did. And I only ever got to one situation like I just showed there where I had bets too big to cover and all that. I only had that happen one time. And it sevened out. And it ended up losing like $8,000 on that 7 out. So it's just, I'll say this. If you're going to go to a Crapless table, find one you can lay the 12 on, and you're going to do better doing that than you are doing this. For basically the same style, the same amount of money, right? If you have $10,000 to invest, go lay that 12 for $3,000, play some lacrosse bets. You're going to hit that 12 about as many times as you hit that weird run of all the different numbers, and you're in a bad shape. It's going to be roughly the same. So again, it's just not, I'm not interested. I was at first. I was really interested at first because I never thought about it on a Crapless table. And then they brought it up and I was like, yeah, that might work. And then I got to running simulations on it, and it doesn't exactly work. But like I said, if you're consistent and you can roll that 7 within 5 rolls, sure. And I'll show you what I mean there. Okay, so I'm just going to do it in quarters here. All right, if you can roll that 7 every 5 rolls, it's a great plan. All right, so let's say you start with a quarter. Boom. Roll number 1, and you double this. Boom, roll number 2. You double what's out there. Now you're going to 150. Boom, that's roll number 3. And you double what's out there. So you got 150, 200, 225. So you're going to go to 450. Remember, you're only expecting to see 5 rolls. There's 4, okay? So 450 And so 450, 5, 6, 25. So you're going to go up to like 1200, 1300, we'll say. So you jump up to 1300, smack your 7. You're going to win 1300, which is a lot more than this. And so if you can do that, if you can consistently roll a 7 like that, then sure. If you know you're going to get it within 5 rolls. Because it's just going to be an ATM machine then. If you know you're never going to go long, but I mean, you have to be pretty consistent. You have to be a pretty good shooter to do that. It's not something I can do. But because you're doubling that bet like a martingale, you don't even got to double it. You could go $50 over it. But as you're doubling it, it's just going to get more impressive. If you're sure you're going to get it in 5 rolls, then you should be doubling it. But I'll be honest, guys. If you want to play a $20,000 strategy, there's better $20,000 strategies out there than that. And the reason being is because you could literally just go to a Craps table, play all the numbers. If you roll a 7, multiply it by 3, multiply it by 3, multiply. If you have 20 grand to play, So as long as you don't roll 4 or 5 7s in a row, you're always going to get your money back plus a big chunk. And you're always going to be playing all the numbers. So kind of like the Kaufman system. If you have a huge bankroll, that's the kind of systems you should play because you're going to lose less. You're going to lose less of the time. In fact, you're rarely going to lose. And so if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, I'll do it really quick. All right, so let's say you had a quarter on everything. All right, whatever that is, 100, 200, 250, right? Right, so as long as you don't roll a 7, you're just going to win money. Win money, win money. So it's just going to sit here and win money. As long as you don't roll a 7. Boom, you roll a 7. So you're going to lose. So now you got to go to bets that win $250 at least. All right, so the second level is whatever wins at least $250. So let's say you went to 200, 200, or 200, 300, 300. And I'm just guessing at these guys. Obviously, you could refine them better. 300, 200. And then these are going to all be like 1. All right. 1 hit, you win back what you lost last time. And then you can reduce it back down to this and keep going. And that's what the Kaufman system is. But it takes a ton of money. You have to have a ton of money to do it. All right. So let's say you lose here. All right. Now you got to make bets that are going to cover this plus the first one. That's $1,000, $2,000. So you're going to have to win whatever that is, like $2,500. So every bet you make is going to have to win $2,500. This is why this takes so much money. All right. So you're going to have to go to like 15, 2,000, 2,000. So this is why, and a lot of people start this at a very small denomination table. And then over here to win 2,000, it's 6 to 1. So 5 will work. So that's how you have to go. But on 1 hit, you're going to get everything back. And 1 hit, as long as you don't roll the 7, you're going to get a hit, no matter where it's at. You're going to win all that back, and you can go back down to this level. And so that's how those systems work. So for the same buy-in that they're going to play for $5, you could be playing for much more money, is what I'm saying. So let's just see. I'm just kind of curious. Okay, so it's like 15,000. So this is like 20 grand. It would take 20 grand to go 3 levels Obviously, you could see 3 sevens in a row, and this could ruin your day. But if you didn't, you'd always just be able to recycle the money, and you'd always just win. And finding that table limit is you're going to probably be able to find it. It's going to be a $25 table or something. But so if you have that kind of money and you're willing to put that kind of money on the craps table, those are the kind of systems you should play. Hello, Kip and Jake. But so that's what I'm getting at, is that for the same amount of money, there's a lot better ways to win. And I mean, you could do all kinds of things with that kind of system. You could wait till you saw 2 sevens in a row before you even played it. Oh yeah, you're pretty late. We've already been on an hour, man. I haven't seen you in here for a while. How you been? $500 to $1,000 bankroll. A hybrid combination of the anything but 10 and the 6, 7, 8. So if you only have 500, it's better to start with the 6, 7, 8 and try to win in anything but 10 bet. By that I mean win $300. That way you can put the anything but 10 out there. Yeah. So, but you can adjust. Instead of playing all the way across the board for the anything but 10, you can play the iron cross, which helps a little bit. It helps not put as much money out there. So you can make some small adjustments like that. It doesn't win as fast, but it's not as risky dollar amount. So those two strategies in combination, if you have at least $500, yeah, I think so too. I think that's why those guys. You're welcome, Big Mill. I think that's why those guys, they promote those strategies, but I bet if you saw them in real life, I bet they don't play them. No, or at least they don't play them very often. You'd have to find the table to play it on, first of all, anyway. So it'd have to be a high roller table that's going to have that maximum that allows that kind of stuff. And then you're going to have a big fat bankroll to do it. Casinos are hip to that, because if not, guys like someone, if you had $1 million, right, you could go take $200,000 of it and find a craps table that has $100,000 max, and you could just sit there and play that and make $20,000 a day, probably. So they're hip to that stuff. They that's why I don't know what the ratio is, but they use a ratio between the minimum bet and the maximum bet on the table that eliminates a lot of those plays, that eliminates a lot of the ability to do that stuff. Because otherwise, honestly, guys, you could just martingale, do a martingale plus, so like a martingale +1 or a martingale +5 or whatever, and eventually you're going to win and win that many units. And you could just, if you had the right bankroll and the right table max, you would never lose. That's why they do that. That's why they have those ratios for those tables. Because if you found for example, if you were at a craps table and it had $100,000 max, yeah, that's baccarat money, you're right. And it had $100,000 max, and let's say it was a $500 minimum, right? Right, and I'll just use the field because that's what everyone likes to martingale for some reason. All right, so you go 500, boom, it loses. You go 1,000 plus 200. That way you actually win. It loses. All right, so now you go 2,000. That way you actually win. Boom, it loses. If it's a $100,000 max table and you got $1 million, you can just keep throwing out money. And eventually, this is going to roll. All right, rolls, you lose, right? Next thing you know, maybe the next one is $12,000. I don't know. And then you lose. You know, maybe the next one's $25,000. You lose. And so now you're betting $65,000 or something. Let's say these are $10,000 chips or whatever, you know. If that table max was 500 grand and you had $1 million, right? Now let's say now you're betting $110,000 or $140,000, you know. Now you're betting $400,000. And what I'm saying is that, bam, you got your 9. So you won all that back plus $5,000 or $8,000 or something. Is if there was just unlimited table maxes, very rich people would take advantage of that, because it would essentially would nearly be impossible to lose. You'd have to see a very, very unique situation that 25 non-field numbers rolled or something. I mean, it would be super, super unique. So that's why they don't do stuff like that, guys. It's maybe for some really, really wealthy people, they might open, and I've heard of these tables before that are like $1 million max tables and stuff, and you have to have $1 million to even buy into them. And I've heard that this stuff happens, but that's a couple people, and if they see them doing something like that, they're probably going to shut it down. I mean, they're not going to take the action. I just that kind of stuff. That's why they make those table maxes and stuff the way they are. And that's why if you ever see a casino, for example, the one I go to a lot, Oaklawn, their max on their table is only 250, and their minimum is 15, sometimes 25. And the reason they do that is because it takes away a lot of different plays, a lot of progressive type plays. You can't do it. But anyways, guys, I'm about to go in my house. Appreciate y'all. Thank you for watching. This was fun. You have a good night, and